Hi everyone, welcome back to morning makeup. This week I have been playing with the Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette. So I picked this palette up. I have done two more high-end palettes the last 2 weeks. I wanted something drugstore and I just thought it would be fun to play with. I really was also excited about this purple shade here. I don't know if on camera it's really coming up as purpley, but it's kind of a mauve-y purple, and it has a shimmer to it. And then this is really pretty too. This is kind of rosy, somewhere between a peach and a rosy color. And the gold I thought was beautiful as well. My favorite look this week, I did pretty much just this pretty aqua color all over my lid with a little bit of brown in the crease lightly, and it just deepened it up, and it was gorgeous. I loved it. I'm gonna definitely do that again. So that was fantastic. Overall, I think it's for the price, it's a fairly decent palette. I think you could get some good looks out of it.
All right, I am sorry for that abrupt ending to my intro. These colors aren't named on the palette or even numbered, so I'm going to do my best to describe what I'm doing here. I'm using the cream shade. It's the largest cream color, and it's pretty close to my, blends in well to my skin tone. So I was just kind of playing to see what it would do. And it's labeled as a transition shade, but it doesn't really work as a transition shade for me. Now I am putting on this really pretty, it's a slightly lighter cream color in the palette, and it has some shimmer to it. And I just wanted to see what it would look like lightly on my inner corner and blend it in towards the center, because then I wanted to use the gold. After using the gold in the Viseart palette, I kind of wanted to see how they compared. I knew going in this wasn't going to be as pigmented and bold as the Viseart gold, but it is buildable. The Wet n Wild eyeshadows tend to be softer in my opinion, but buildable. So I'm just putting it on, packing it on over and over, going back into the pan and just trying to build up the gold, see what I can get with it. I didn't want to go too crazy with this look today. I wanted something kind of basic, and on Instagram one of my followers requested I do a gold look, so that's what I started with. Now there's a brown shade in the palette. It's a matte brown, and I just used it to do my crease, add some depth to the look. I'm using a small blending brush. It's pretty fluffy. It doesn't have a very fine point, and I like it because then it does a great job of kind of blending and making the overall look soft, but still getting the color precise. So I just wanted something pretty simple for this look, and I think I did a good job of achieving it. I'm using the Kat Von D Tattoo liner this week, which is my favorite. Okay, for this next look, I knew I wanted to really get some good color payoff, so I'm trying by priming my eyes first. I don't normally do that. Usually I do use foundation, my liquid foundation, whatever one I'm using. I do go over my eyelids with it and kind of use that as a primer, and that usually works out pretty well. But today I wanted to try a little bit more because I really wanted to see what I could do with this aqua color. I think it's just beautiful in the pan. It has some shimmer to it, some slight gold shimmer, and I just wanted to see what it would do, but I didn't want to just rely on MAC Fix Plus or a setting spray. I also did go and blend it up more above the crease line. I wasn't initially going to do this, but as I was putting it on, I wanted slightly bolder look. So you can see I put it above the crease line, and it went on beautifully. And then again, I used that transition shade, the cream color, just to soften up the look under my eyebrow and highlight it a little bit. And then at first I was just going to go in with the brown and lightly line under my eye, but then I decided to smoke it out a bit. And I kind of wanted to see if I could get the look to be a little more multi-dimensional. I just very lightly with that same brush put it just above the crease, just to deepen it up a little bit. And it ended up being my favorite look of the week. I really loved the way this came out. It's so easy and simple. And then I did want to get a little more defined with the liner. So I have a true pencil brush here, and I went back in with the brown, and I'm just smoking it out, doing a very soft lined look to keep the overall look soft and pretty. Add a little mascara, and that's the look for today. Truly one of my favorites. All right, on day 3, I started out with that lighter shimmery cream color to highlight under the eyebrows. I'm trying to work on making my eyebrows a little more even and play more with highlighting under them. That's not really something I always do. And then I wanted to see what this other big shade would look like. It's labeled as a transition shade on the palette. It's kind of hard to describe. I guess I would say it's kind of a rust color. It's definitely more on the brown side, but it has some golden peachy hues to it. It's deep. It's a deeper color, but it didn't necessarily come off that deep once I started applying it. So I did work a bit to try to build it up and blend it out. And then I went ahead, and there's this lighter peach color, really the true peach color, with some gold shimmer, very light gold flecks in it. And I put that on the eyelid. Whenever I see eyeshadows with those gold flecks that aren't full-on shimmer shadows, I'm always skeptical that they'll show up. But the gold, the little flecks of gold, actually did show up really nicely on the eyelid. So I was very impressed by that. And I don't think I gave this peach color enough playtime, but I ended up liking the look this day, and I kind of want to go back and try it out, see what else I can do with that peach with the light sprinkling of gold flecks. And then again, using that brown, matte brown color to deepen up the crease, add some dimension and depth. It's just such an easy color to use for this, and quite honestly, there aren't a lot of deep colors in this palette in order to do that with. So for most of my looks, this brown ended up coming into play because there really wasn't anything else. There's another peachy color that's more on the orange side, slightly lighter than the transition shade. That also can work well, but nothing as rich and deep as this brown. And then I just couldn't resist adding a little more gold to my look. So I went with the gold shimmer, put it on the inner corner, and blended it towards the center of the eye. Even though the peachy shade, the gold flecks did end up showing up, you can even kind of see them on the outer corners of my eyelid there. I just wanted a little more intense gold look. I'm wearing that red buffalo plaid dress, and I felt my look was just a little too peachy for the color combination. So I wanted to warm it up a bit more with the gold, introduce some yellow. And then again for this look, I used my pencil brush and just lightly smudged the brown underneath my eye. Blending it out to the outer V. I've never been one to tape off my eyelid to get that very defined line. I guess I don't care about being that precise. And then I just finished off with a little light liner and, of course, mascara. Okay, for this look, I guess I didn't catch myself showing the pan, but I believe I'm trying that transition shade again, the light one. And I go ahead and I wanted to see how the brown would stand on its own, so I went and put it all over my eyelid. This is a trick I really like to do. Another trick I like to do to deepen up shades, especially shimmer shades. And my original intention was to use the more shimmery color. Of the three, I was considering the peachy color, but I ended up trying to see what the purple would do if I put it in the crease and smoked it out. And I wasn't very happy with it in this way. It probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. The purple is a shimmer, and the color payoff just really isn't there. I hadn't used it yet, though, and I wanted to see what it looked like. But while I ended up making the look work, I got kind of frustrated at this point and was wondering what the heck I was thinking. So I just did a really thick eyeliner, and my daughter found me filming, and I called it a day. It ended up looking good, but it wasn't my favorite look. Okay, here I am again, using that shade to just brighten up under the eyebrow. And I really did like that peach color, so I decided to go back in and do more with it, with the intention of playing with the peach shimmer for real this time, and the purple color a little bit more to see what they would do. Okay, so then I decided to use the brown again. It is a really nice color for deepening up that crease, but it can be a little patchy, and I think that shows up here more because I haven't put any of the other colors on my eyelid yet. And so it does take a little work just to kind of blend it out and get it nice and diffused. But just blending over and over and over, I think, is really the trick here. And you'll hear a lot of people say that blending is key. So some of these shadows that, you might struggle with, I suggest just really blending them out and working it to get the look you like. So here's that purple. I wanted to give it a second chance. I put it all over my eyelid, and I thought it worked better in this manner. I might have been a little heavy-handed at first in my eagerness to make this color work. You can see I kind of got it on the inner corner. So I just used my beauty blender to kind of try to clean that up a little bit. I used to have one of those small ones, but I lost it. And that would have been easier. You can see I sprayed some Fix Plus on my brush because I wanted to try that peachy shimmery shade. I haven't tried it yet. And the purple's an interesting color because it has gold, but it also has a little duochrome peach to it. So the other shimmery shade in the palette, I think, looked nice over it. And then I thought to myself, what the heck? Let's just add a little more gold. Between the three colors, I kind of was trying to go for that duochrome transition look. But I, again, was a little heavy-handed on this gold color. But I'm kind of the type of person that just goes with the flow. So I wasn't going to stress too much about it. I added some gold on the inner corner and put it underneath my eye as well. Because I figured if I have the gold, I might as well just go with it. And up close, you really could see the three shades, the gold into the peach into the purple. And it ended up kind of being a really fun look, even if it wasn't intentional. So you'll see then I just smoked out some of the purple in the bottom half under my eye into the outer V, just to add a little smokiness to it. And then I went in with my pencil brush and lightly put some of the brown to add more dimension. And then I used an angled brush with some more of the MAC Fix Plus and lined my eye, did a little tiny wing line with the pencil brush and the brown color, and it made the overall look really soft and pretty. And I think it turned out really nice. This was a fun week to play with makeup.
And that's it, guys. As you saw, today's look, I just lined my eyes with the brown in here, little Fix Plus. All the other days, I did use Kat Von D's Tattoo liner. It's kind of my go-to liner, but it's running dry, and I have some other ones that I'm going to be trying that in the next few weeks. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed my 5 looks of the Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette. Overall, I think it's a great bargain. You get some great color payoff. Not all the colors are perfect, but with a little work, you can get some good looks out of it. Please, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. This is just a passion project for me, but I'd love to know that people are out there watching. And let me know what palettes you'd like to see, old or new. I'm willing to try anything, so I'd love to know what palettes you'd like to see. Tell me in the comments. And I just wanted to let you know, next week I am going to be using the ColourPop It's My Pleasure palette. I'm so excited about this. I'm going to do 5 Valentine's looks. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Bye.